He's dying to get into cat and mouse. I think he would rather run around the court, make him play from the baseline, but this is going to be fun.
Yes, it is. First serve underway, and that ball just wide for Jaume Martinez Vich, trying to work the wind early. Wind might be more of a factor here in singles than we even saw in doubles. Not too gusty at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, a couple missed passes, so pressure, and then the not today hat is back for Martinez Vich, and we had a fun conversation in one of the interviews about that. And there's the Tui. So
yeah,
if you look at tail of the tape, who's better at what things, his backhand superior to Alshon. So you don't have an obvious choice of which side you want to attack when coming forward.
Inside out, and that's the wingspan on display for Alshon.
And the check mark easily goes to Christian when you compare pterodactylness, which is an official word.
Lee Waters didn't have to go far to coach Christian Alshon for this one.
Just 1 for 1. That's just pretty. So if he can set up a forehand drive, then his variety off the forehand side is remarkable. So he will not want to go to the backhand very often, is capable, but not nearly the shot that the forehand is. But when you want it, it's hard to get the footwork there sometime, because that is a beautiful return from Jaume.
Why does that seem to be the first thing that goes with nerves and otherwise? Nice corner pocket for Jaume Martinez Vich.
Again, good serve, return in the middle of the court, and then to get it past them, hitting it through the court is not it. And a lot of the tennis players think that you got to get that ball down and away, and that's exactly what Jaume did there. Betrayed by the wind there. So this is going to be quick hitting points.
1-2.
Oh.
Wow. Inside out is rolling early for Alshon.
So then you'll see players adjust and return to the forehand
2-2.
because they're cheating a step that way. And there it is right there. So in the moment, Jaume making a nice little alteration. You just don't want anyone to get comfortable with you're returning to my backhand, I'm never hitting a backhand, and then you're stuck guessing when you come forward.
Point.
Just enough spin and pace to hold up in the wind there, Michelle.
Pretty too. Jaume's such a crafty, creative player. He's so much fun to watch. You promised the showmanship that he would deliver, and the fans typically engage with him. Wow, and there's the backhand you warned us about. Clean winner down the line.
So if you play singles and return cross court to get all the way over there, I don't care how big, tall, fast, athletic freak that Alshon is, you can't get there. So that's perfect. It's the hardest shot to hit in singles is the backhand down the line. Wow, and now just an absolute mishit. Great start for Jaume, and he hasn't even had to engage the fans yet. Because if you're in the front row, this is like a comedy club. You will be involved.
Mm-hmm. Too good. Jaume takes the net first. Measured and precise. Early timeout taken by Christian Alshon, who finds himself in a 4-point hole.
But the locked-in mentality is there. Another great serve, and Alshon has to stay back. Oh, man. Jaume got not a good backhand at all and missed a pretty routine volley.
2-7.
So Alshon goes after his serve in a big way there and forces Jaume to stay home. And that's why I'm missing that volley on the rally before. I mean, that's 8-2.
3-7.
Best 2 out of 3 here in singles. As as Annalie referenced in her interview. Wasn't always that way. Nice play by Alshon, just out of reach from Jaume.
Yeah, tried that shortcut volley and then just guessed down the line, and he was stuck guessing because it didn't get away from Alshon far enough. So it does go to the forehand return again, and that proves dividends.
7-4.
Great explosive play from Jaume, working Alshon laterally, closing to the kitchen early on his reads.
Yeah, and you have to be willing to put it where their best spot is because they're going to be cheating away. So if he has to hit a forehand on the dead sprint, there's nothing wrong with that from a Jaume perspective.
8-4.
So terrific start here for Martinez Vich. Oh, off speed and then inside out, just perfection.
Too good from Jaume Martinez Vich, originally hailing from Mallorca, Spain. Resides in Hawaii, but spends a lot of time living out of his suitcase with his friends here stateside.
Yes, and hitting partner with Rafa, not Hewitt, I'm sure he has, but Rafa Nadal in tennis, so that tells you what he brought to the table.
Just wide.
So let's see how Alshon approaches this. Got to go after the serve, find a forehand. Or don't even need to worry about the second half of that.
Five-9.
So Alshon can't believe that stayed in. So the wind kept that in as Jaume read it perfectly. And Jaume having a little convo with the people in the front over here. If you hear applause break out, Jaume has engaged others.
It has to be such a fun part of the fan experience here, too, where
Yes.
the players are literally right before your eyes. You can feel the intensity and the passion behind every point, especially on a Sunday. Jaume was hoping that one dropped inside. It did not.
Curl it. And when you sit on 9 for a while, that can be a heavy weight.
So big serving, a key theme here for Christian Alshon.
6-9.
.360 from Jaume.
The door is open for Jaume to run away with the first, and he knows it.
And he has asked a fan that's cheering for Christian to leave the premises in a very jovial manner, just to be clear, but that's the Jaume experience. I love it. Oh.
So good from the middle of the court, too. How does he find a pass?
And, well, it's because Christian was nowhere near the kitchen line, because you can out-hit your movement.
Challenge the inroad.
I mean, this is
Referee timeout.
This has to.
15 points for Jaume.
Time in. 10-6.
Ooh, a little cute.
Yeah, the wind moved the ball and it jammed him because he was going to take that up the line and then could not get the strike point.
6-10.
Oh, wow, that's a bad miss.
Game point.
Game point number 2 for Jaume Martinez Vich.
10-6.
Great coverage by Christian. Jaume was throwing every bit of pace in his direction, mixing it up. Great reads.
Yeah, he tried to get a ball to bounce, and Alshon was able to do more with it than Jaume thought, and then he was in big trouble. So 2 game points saved, but hasn't been able to add to his number of 6. And going in that direction, that is not going to work.
7-10. Point.
A couple of free points. Christian Alshon now needs 2 to tie 6 ahead of the break. Called a fake timeout and maybe took advantage of the rules of that challenge there, and now has rattled off a couple of points.
8-10.
So that's what happens when you run around the backhand. Then you have no coverage of the far side of the card. Smart for Jaume.
Unless you're Jack Sock. Seems to have that
He does.
cornered. Game point number 3 for Jaume. Jaume takes the first, 11-8. Had a battle for it, took 3 tries, and he got it done.
Yeah, and that's huge to be able to close, because a lot of people can get to 10 in this world, but get it.
When the world sleeps, greatness rises. And while others dream of the next level, we chase it. Challenging every limit, turning obstacles into stepping stones. Because the next level isn't just handed to you. It's earned. Go next level with 6-0 Pickleball.
First, over to Jaume as we start game 2. Oh, that's so good. Jaume going in the other direction, pulls it the opposite way.
I mean, that is fantastic on the dead run, and that's what makes him special. So us little cats have to be able to move and come up with shots like that. And he held the pose, and Alshon turned his back, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. That's a great return. So that hook forehand that Jaume was actually using the wind as a backboard on the sideline. We usually talk about that front to back, but on the side there, that is going to actually sail wide from this side for Jaume.
Free gift and a missed return.
And we'll see if side is a factor here or not.
Oh, what a game. Pterodactyl.
Yes, I mean, you can't step into a two-handed backhand any better than what Jaume hit. Barely cleared the net, and that's full extension. That's why Alshon has been an absolute beast in all divisions this year.
Yeah, really. I mean, when he committed to Lee Waters as his coach, his game has just completely gone to the next level.
And that somehow has just enough spin to stay in, and great start for Alshon after dropping game 1.
So when we played singles Thursday all the way up to the semifinals, wind was an issue, and it seemed like the far side was the preferred side for most of these players, and now seemingly opposite.
Yeah, this is the Alshon controlling a match with the serve and the forehand and the reach. Yeah, the wind is actually going in the opposite direction today versus Thursday, where it was chaos and there were upsets galore.
Oh, just deep there, had the right idea, and Jaume beat.
Most of the time in singles, you'd love it to be at your back. Gives you a little more on the serve, sets up the point better. A lot of doubles players, which everybody is, but when playing doubles, you prefer to be into the wind. Just knock down the thirds, and you can drive the ball easier. That's a general rule of thumb.
Colin Johns affirmed that statement on Thursday as well.
One four.
Just deep there too, Jaume finding some steam in game 2.
And making him beat you with his second best shot. That's what you have to do. So smart from Jaume there.
That's just mean. Jaume throws a fist pump after the drop volley.
Even that little drop shot just has just a little Jaume flair to it. Just let Christian try and scramble in the backcourt and then watch him just leave the paddle up in the air. Just ta-da. Oh, and a little finesse right back at you.
A little pizzazz. Christian Alshon had a big fan here on Thursday, too, raising a sign. He said, I didn't like that the Mesa fans booed him. I like that Christian Alshon brings his best and brings that tenacity. So surely he's here somewhere today supporting him as well.
And look at that ball track away from Alshon, but easily able to get there. Jaume wanted that ball to bounce, so missed his target by a few feet.
The sign read, Dave, I heart Christian Alshon's fierce and fiery attitude. It adds excitement to the game.
I agree with you, sir.
I agree.
That's
so good.
Great coverage of the kitchen line. Jaume had a good look at the first ball, but the minute Christian gets his paddle on that, you are in big trouble. Return down the line. It's that one right there that's just too high.
Christian Alshon's mom is in the crowd as well, sitting next to Lee Waters, looking anxious. Not always easy to be a parent in the situation, as you know.
Look at this.
Oh.
That was the most Jaume-est part of the whole match so far, and he couldn't thread the needle. Yeah, we had Darren Klinger yesterday let out this sigh watching an epic match yesterday that his son was playing in.
7-3.
Much rather play than watch.
Side out.
So necessary for Jaume to find a big serve here and push back a little bit here.
3-7.
Nice. Jaume was on his way to his left. Alshon went right back to the well, cross court.
Yeah, great return there. Serve had 3 feet of room to get it back deeper in the court.
7-3. Point.
Christian Alshon on the move, but making wise choices. Adds another 9-3. 8-3, excuse me.
Yeah, and I think the bad news for Jaume is if this side that Alshon is on is the preferred to win in this particular match today, it is Alshon that will end up there.
Side out.
So that's why the rest of this game, if Jaume is certainly capable of coming back, but just finding the range and what works, because if we do get to a game 3, he will have to play over there again.
Alshon in full control. Gets the ball right back.
Yeah, so those wicked two-handed backhands have been few and far between in game 2, and when he's had one, he's left them just up, which is surprising because he's into the wind on that end, which that usually helps you get the ball on the ground.
Oh, little luck involved on the volley, and Alshon was unfazed by the touch.
I mean, proper paddle positioning can help even an accident happen because he had the paddle in the right side of his body.
Point. Game
Jaume now
point.
screaming at his paddle on the return, missed. Has had a couple of those in this game too. Now game point swings to Alshon.
So he yelled and then engaged with the crowd, and again in a positive way. The yell certainly wasn't.
Oh, what a strike from Christian Alshon to close out the second 11-3 domination from Alshon. We're going to step aside for just a moment. Game 3 will determine the men's singles champion of Cape Coral.
Matchup. Having seen the scoreline and the way the points played, Jaume has to have the lead at the end switch here, or he's going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, it's a good point. Either way, a first-time champion in men's singles will be crowned. Christian Alshon has 4 doubles titles in men's, but not a men's singles title. That was on his list. He wanted to be a champion in every category.
Point.
And a little frustration here for Jaume, and it's been the return of serve that has frustrated him. It started on the other side, and now he misses the first one on this side with the wind at his back. And that's 2 in a row, 1 on each wing.
Two-zero. Point.
3 in a row, and now Alshon is going to really step up to the line and wreck it.
3-0.
Just too heavy from serve to ball striking on the baseline from Alshon.
And now Alshon's hitting the best backhand of his day when needed. Wow.
Point.
4 missed returns.
Well, returns were troublesome for Jaume in game 2. He's shaking his head in disbelief. Knows what kind of opportunity this is to not be matched up against Ben Johns or Federico. Not to disrespect Christian, but it's a different level.
Wow, and he got him into a Jaume point there with a drop volley, but he had him on the move, so got to get some, because having the lead on and somebody yells out of the crowd, "I believe in you, Jaume." Okay.
And the rest of the crowd is cheering and wooing with them. I mean, your neck of the woods, McKinney, Texas, has some big shoes to fill with Mesa and Cape Coral performing the way they have this weekend.
Let's get the markers and the poster board out, kids, and get the signs made this week, too.
I can only imagine we'll be seeing plenty of Dave Fleming signs in the house.
It's appreciated, but let's focus on just bringing that energy that the players have all talked about, Michelle, to thrive off of what they're getting. Okay, so Alshon returns the favor and missed a makeable volley to give him the first point, so you do not want to welcome him back into this.
No, you don't. And now he's feeling confident with the crowd, too. Wow, that was high and got away with it.
So a couple just, quite honestly, routine volleys right into the net.
3-5. Side out.
Great pass there from Alshon. Gets a smile on the face of Martinez Vich. Probably the only player that would have smiled if that whizzed past them. That's a great return there. Oh, no.
Man. I mean, he's got 2 fans behind him that are in his ear after every point in a good way.
Great return again. So after just betraying him to start, striped 2 in a row here. Gotta find, I mean, if he can get this to 5-all here somehow, that'd be massive.
3-5.
Cat and mouse won by Christian Alshon. He was there for the touch shot. You wonder where Jaume was thinking he was gaining leverage with that situation.
Well, what happened is with the wind at his back, he tried to touch that over, and if that bounces, he's in complete command. But Alshon has a great read on that and goes for broke. If it doesn't sail far enough, he's going to have a horrendous foot fault.
Jaume returning, attempting to the backhand of Christian. He covered the following sequence a bit better than the line. Final stretch, game 3 decider, Christian Alshon. Looking to continue the run. Oh, thought that serve was maybe deep.
I mean, that's as good a serve as you'd ever want to hit. I think it must have landed right on the line there. And Jaume glanced back at Alshon after the
7-3. Side out. Yes, 3. Three, 7.
Wow, bad luck there, but the approach shot was very short, and that made the series of events even more frustrating.
Man, you feel for Jaume. Played so well to this point, 8-3. Alshon needs 3 to take it.
8-3.
So that's the difference. When he was on that side before, he couldn't get that diving down at the feet or even on the ground. That time he did.
3-8.
Explosive. Back to the kitchen, Alshon goes, and back to the service line he goes with it.
Yeah, and that forehand obviously up on Alshon. And he had his choice of where to put that away.
Ooh, took a ride off the tape, did not convert.
And Jaume lured him into a little slower point there.
3-8.
Wow, Jaume, big pass and a roar. Does he have enough in the tank to come back?
And the beauty of that is it took several, but he was patient on every shot. He just got a little farther ahead on each one, then striped it down the line.
Christian can't believe he missed it right in his strike zone.
Yeah, Jaume held and gave up the forehand side there, and that was a perfect read, and Alshon hit it right back to him. Yep. Jaume still just running his mouth over there with the fans.
Still chatting away.
So if you can handle the first volley when you hit to the forehand, then you've opened up the backhand for the next.
Seemed like he was out of it. Has rattled off At least 3 straight points
15
to make
seconds.
this a game
No timeout.
on
One
the
timeout.
lesser favorable side as well. It's down 8-3
Time in.
in the third. Now
6-8.
needs 2 to tie it. Jaume giving everything he had. Christian Alshon knew he was out of reach for the follow-up touch. You have to wonder what was suggested by Lee Waters in that timeout. Right there for Jaume. The moment slipping away. Christian Alshon needs 2 and the title is his.
9-6.
Right back in it.
2 terrific returns on those 2 rallies, so had to have it, got it. Can't believe he missed the forehand volley to get him to 9. How good is the serve here to set up an opportunity?
6-9.
Oh! Almost had it.
And he will give an ATP knowing that he's going to have a player well off the court and just defend it into the open court. He was in great position despite the fact that Alshon was way over there, just couldn't get the balance. Man.
Christian Alshon earns championship point. Jaume was going to make him earn it. You knew he would. 1 championship point saved. What does he have left, though?
I mean, if he can find 4 more points of that quality, that was fantastic. Used big margins and didn't risk that ball being out at any place, but had Alshon on the dead sprint from the get-go.
Beauty of a line drive from Christian Alshon, inside out. Jaume had a read on it, still couldn't capitalize. Championship point number 2 for Alshon.
10-6.
He's done it. Christian Alshon has captured his first career men's singles title in his home state of Florida. What a moment.
Yeah, I mean, look at what it means to this youngster. He is laying in the kitchen. That is